Hugh Grant, the beloved British actor known for his charming wit and rom-com legacy, just stole the spotlight at Wimbledon in the most unexpected way, by falling asleep. And not just anywhere. Hugh dozed off in none other than Queen Camilla's royal box during one of the tournament's most intense matches. Yes, that's right. While the crowd at Centre Court was glued to a high-stakes quarter-final showdown on July 9, 2025, cameras caught Grant gently nodding off next to the Queen herself. The moment instantly went viral, not just because of who he is, but where he was. Sitting in one of the most prestigious and scrutinized seats in British society, Hugh Grant let himself drift off, head tilted slightly, eyes closed, and a calm expression that screamed, "I'm too old for this kind of royal pressure." Seated beside Queen Camilla, who had earlier met with Wimbledon staff and tennis legend Novak Djokovic, Grant looked dapper in his suit, accompanied by his wife Anna Eberstein. But when the cameras cut to the royal box mid-match, viewers got more than just a glimpse of celebrity sparkle, they got a whole mood. Twitter exploded. One user wrote, "Even Hugh Grant can't resist a Wimbledon nap when Queen Camilla's by his side." Another joked, "Plot twist, he's dreaming of another Bridget Jones sequel." And just like that, Grant went from polished guest to the most relatable man in Britain in a matter of seconds. The match he snoozed through wasn't just any match, it was a Novak Djokovic quarterfinal, packed with suspense and tension. But apparently, none of that was enough to keep the 64-year-old actor awake. And can you really blame him? Between the summer heat, the quiet intensity of Centre Court, and a packed social calendar that only a celebrity of his caliber could juggle, perhaps the royal box was just too cozy to resist. It was the ultimate case of caught in the act, but instead of scandal, we got a charming dose of human reality. This wasn't some back row nap at a press event. This was front and center of one of the most watched sports events in the world, and seated right next to the Queen Consort herself. Queen Camilla, ever the epitome of poise and protocol, showed no visible reaction as Grant's eyelids betrayed him. She remained focused on the match while her famous neighbor took what social media has lovingly dubbed the poshest power nap in history. Of course, the moment was immortalized instantly. Paparazzi and audience phones locked in. Major outlets from London to Los Angeles ran the headline, "Hugh Grant falls asleep in royal box, beside Queen Camilla." Memes popped up within minutes, some adding thought bubbles above his head, others inserting iconic movie quotes. "Is it still raining? I hadn't noticed," one user wrote, referencing his famous "for weddings and a funeral" line, paired with a screenshot of his closed eyes. But beyond the laughs and online frenzy, there's something oddly comforting about it. A-listers, even when seated with royalty, are still human. They get tired. They nap. And sometimes, they do it while the world is watching. Wimbledon has long been a magnet for celebrity sightings, and the royal box has hosted everyone from David Beckham to Beyoncé. But few appearances have felt quite as real, or as meme-worthy, as this one. To be clear, there was no scandal here. No shade thrown. No apparent embarrassment. In fact, the public reaction has been overwhelmingly affectionate. One commenter said, "Honestly, this is peak British behavior. Stiff upper lip on the outside, internal exhaustion fully winning the war." Another tweeted, "New dream, fall asleep next to a queen, wake up a legend." And let's not forget that Hugh Grant has always marched to the beat of his own drum. Whether it's poking fun at himself during interviews or calling out the absurdity of showbiz, he's never tried to play by Hollywood's overly rehearsed rules. So maybe it makes sense that even when accidentally nodding off, he'd do it with the same unapologetic flair we've come to expect from him. In a Wimbledon week packed with high fashion, competitive tension, and royal appearances, it was Hugh Grant's unexpected nap that stole the show. The man who once defined British charm with a sheepish grin and a stammering proposal just reminded us that even stars, and even those sitting next to royalty, need a break sometimes. And really, who among us wouldn't drift off under the sun, in a tailored suit, with the comfort of royal cushions behind us? If anything, Hugh's impromptu siesta just made him more endearing. Less A-lister, more everyman. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.